on your screen, you're going to need to say yes. I think it makes you accept. Okay, fantastic. All right then, so because I've now started recording, what we're going to do is 2 words, 1 success and the pledge. Then we'll go into some heart breathing. Then I'm just going to check in with everybody about gratitudes and journaling and hear about your experiences with those this week. And then we are, yes, and in the WhatsApp chat, I said, what's your intention for this evening? Okay, so I just remembered about that. So the gratitudes and journaling. Then we'll go into looking at the fear of change, and we're going to use EFT to start releasing or release all of whatever belief it is that you've identified. Okay, is there anybody who didn't get round to doing the fear exercise to identify the fears? So put your hand up if it was in the resource pack and you had to go and kind of tick the ones that were relevant to you. Just keep your hand up if you haven't done any of that. Okay, Louise, please could you go and do that this week? It's really powerful, really, really powerful. Everything I've included in the course is here for a very specific reason. And the fears exercise especially, because anytime there is something that we're not doing to support ourselves, or we're stuck in a pattern of things, or there's just something unhelpful in our life, it's because we've got those fears and limiting beliefs. When we can address those head on, that's when we get past the thing or the blocks or the whatever it is that's been getting in our way. Okay, yeah. And the reason that we do it early on is so that there's going to be loads of fears and limiting beliefs that are identified, but by doing the exercise and finding, say, the top 3 of yours that are most relevant to your situation now, you can work directly on those during this 8 weeks. That's the whole purpose, so that you're getting yourself out of the way, essentially. So you're setting yourself up for success. Yeah, brilliant. And you're looking very spooky there. Looks like the Blair Witch Project with a light shining on. Good job, we're past Halloween. So, okay, so we're going to do fear of change in EFT. We'll do some tapping. Somebody will sit in the seat of change. I am hoping we'll get time to do it that way. Yes, that's what tonight. Okay. I want to say before we go any further, before I check in with everybody, Fran, I know that you're not around on this Sunday for the Circle of Love. Is everybody else coming? Well, so Louise, you are, so it's 4 till 5:30 on Sunday, because then I'll sign you up and you'll get the link. Jane, Pam, you're coming, Jane? Do you want to unmute? I can't hear you, darling.
I never know how to do that.
That's all right, I've done it for you.
I can't think what I'm doing this Sunday. I think I've got quite a few commitments and I'm not sure. So 4 to 5:30.
Yeah. If you are able to, if you're not able to come, that's fine. If you are able to come, it's another opportunity to do some tapping on the fears.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
And essentially the Circle of Love is is heart breathing and tapping. What could be better for on a Sunday afternoon to close one week and start your next? Yeah, just the perfect way, isn't it? Tell the rest of the world to stop. Okay, just go, I'm sorry, I'm unavailable from 4 to 5:30 this Sunday. All go sort yourselves out. Yeah, make your own tea, or I don't know, get your own shopping or whatever the thing is, because this is me, this is my time. You can do that stop. Oh, there's something. I don't know whether I've done this recently with someone. I don't know whether I've done it here in this space, but it's really powerful. If literally say stop, and you can say it to yourself, and you can, if you're doing it to yourself, it's a bit combative if you're doing that to somebody else. But I don't bring her into it, but Margaret Thatcher was famous for it, apparently. And I didn't know this until after I had been using this technique with clients for a while. And someone said, did you know Margaret Thatcher, she was really famous for that? And apparently she would just say, stop. And people would immediately, you know. It's something, it's really powerful when we do it with ourselves. You know, if we've got negative self-talk and that little monkey on our shoulder, and it kind of goes around and around and around. And some people find it really helpful to imagine, like, you know, those, if you're in an industrial kitchen or a factory or something, they have those big red, or even in the gym they have them in some places, like a big red stop button. Yeah, and you have to press it for everything, the machinery to stop. You can imagine you're going stop, and you're pushing one of those in, kind of like, and everything stops. Yeah, so it's or you can just like literally, you can imagine yourself or literally do that. And I've got one client at the moment who's practicing doing that. It's so powerful because it sends such a message to the body, to the subconscious mind, to the nervous system, you know. And it's just like, whoa, oh, a bit like the emergency stop when you're learning to drive, you know. That's it. He puts his hand on the dashboard and everything stops. Yeah. Okay. I said there was nothing new, but I said there might be nuggets, and then you get that came up. So my lovelies. Okay. 2 words. Sorry, another thing to say before we jump in. I really want us to get a full hour or as near to it of the tapping tonight. So we've got 45 minutes now to get through the heart breathing and the welcome and the gratitudes and journaling feedback. Okay, so I'm just putting that time frame in for us so that we get plenty of time for tapping. Okay, all right, love. Who would like to go first with their 2 words? Well, hey, thanks, Louise.
Right, so first word, productive.
Oh, good.
Second word, optimistic.
Aha. So what are you optimistic about?
Well, I've been pretty creative, and I've been working hard to do some stuff in my house. So it's kind of like procrastination is stopped. That stop button's gone, and I'm optimistic that I'm on a roll.
Woohoo! That's good. And do you feel like the work that we're doing here has contributed to having more space to do that?
Yes, to an extent, although my son's away, and that's given me space to get things done. And I've also now agreed to adopt 2 cats.
Oh, lovely.
I'm just getting, so I'm setting a target to get the room ready so they have some space, because they're a bit traumatized at the moment. So my intention is to be fully present today and just keep sucking up that knowledge and to be aware of my stop button.
Fantastic. So productive. Sorry, if I write on the table, I'm just going to put this cushion on my lap so the laptop doesn't rock. So productive and optimistic. That's great. And being fully present, you just said, so you can, how did you word that?
Absorb tonight.
Absorb. Yeah. Beautiful. Love it. Fantastic. Thank you, Louise. Who'd
Thank
like
you.
to go next?
Don't mind. I'll go.
Hi, Pam.
Hiya. So the word for the week gone by, yeah, of course it is, yeah. Turbulent. How I feel now, anxious.
Okay.
Success was twice when I would have just sat home and procrastinated. I actually made the effort to go out and do, and one was I rang a friend up and just said, are you free? Do you want to meet up? And it was like, oh my God, this has all been done in 10 minutes during. She was like, yeah, I'm free. Where do you want to meet? And I was like, oh my God, that's like, that was so easy. Do you know what I mean? But apart from that, yeah.
Brilliant.
Oh, sorry, intention to the evening.
Yeah, that's okay.
To be present and ask for help, because there are things that I'm struggling a bit with. So
Okay.
I don't know whether to sort of speak to you later rather than bring it in here. I don't know what you want. I don't know how it works. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Does it feel like it would be more than just one question and a simple answer?
I don't know. Probably not. No. I mean, it's just purely about keeping sort of up to date with everything and keeping the practice going and that. I've even tried alarms on my phone, but it's too easy to forget things. And I want to try and get it into a proper rhythm of this comes after this, comes after this. Do you know what I mean? One morning I woke up and completely forgot all about the breathing, everything. You know, it was just like about an hour after I got up and, oh God, I was meant to do that. And I was like, how could I forget that? You know, I just feel like things drop out of my head all the time.
Okay. And if life is feeling turbulent and you're feeling anxious, it's easy for us to kind of be drawn into those things, the things that are really occupying our mind. So when and you've only had 2 full weeks, haven't you? Is that right? Yeah, 2 full weeks. There's not any time at all.
Okay.
This is the 3rd time that we've met. It's only 2 full weeks. And if you can imagine how long you've been, how many years you've been doing some other things and thinking the way that you think. This is why, like, some people, it's really interesting. Some people are really amazing action takers, and I've got friends like this, and I just look at, I've known them for years, and I look at them and go, how the hell do you just say you're doing that and then always do it? Because I'm the opposite. You know, I've got 2 friends especially, and they're very dear to me, really long, like friends of like 20 years sort of thing. And I like, if they say they're going to go swimming for an hour every day and swim 100 lengths, they will do that, no fail. If they say I'm not eating chocolate for the next 2 months, they will do that, no bother. In fact, I've got one friend, and I kid you not, okay, because food was a massive issue in my life. I was really addicted to food, and as a way of quelling all the stuff that I didn't know how to deal with. And so if there was chocolate around, that's it, it'd be gone in seconds, or anything sweet. And I went to her office one day, and I don't know whether I asked for tissue, and I went in the drawer and I said, you've got a Kit Kat in your drawer? She said, oh yeah, it's been there 3 years. And I went, how can you have a Kit Kat in your drawer for 3 years? And she said, well, actually, that's not fair. It's not the same Kit Kat. I do replace it every now and again because I realise it'll go stale. And she said, but that's my like emergency Kit Kat. I said, it wouldn't have lasted a day if it was in my drawer. It might not even have lasted the morning if I knew it was there. And she's like, no, just knowing it's there, that I can have it, is enough. But I'm choosing not to have it. And I was just like, okay, I didn't know people existed that like like, are you an alien, you know? And it still amazes me. Some people just, they've clearly got a different gene to me, that's for sure. Whereas I am the person who, it takes me a while. It really does. And it takes a lot of, and Pam, it takes a lot of trial and effort and days where we don't do the thing and we do forget, but then doing the thing that we wanted to do when we remember it, you know? So rather than, and not writing off the day because you didn't do that thing. Yeah. So what, you didn't do it, you know? Just be compassionate. We'll say just be compassionate and kind with yourself and say, oh, I didn't remember to do that. That's really interesting. What's been going on for me that I didn't remember? It's a perfect opportunity for self-inquiry. And then we nearly always realize, oh God, I've had my head stuck in that thing and I've been distracted, or I'm worrying about this thing. Then you can go, okay, stop everything. I said this in the group this week, actually. Just stop everything when you've got all of that going on, and then just lie down if that's necessary. I find if I get, I say, I still get moments like that. Do you know what I mean? You've got like 1,000 things to do, and you don't know what you're going to do first and how you're going to get it all done. And I find myself, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's not good. I literally lie down on the floor. Lie down flat on the floor, breathe. And then after about a minute or two, the whole body, and that's the Savasana pose. I'm not a big yogi, but that is just the best part of yoga, isn't it? Just lying down doing nothing. But it really does bring the body back into balance, and it lets the body know that you want to come back into homeostasis, of everything in balance and flow and ease. And then you can lie there and do your heart breathing, or sit up and do your heart breathing. And that whole thing, 5 minutes. No matter how busy we are and how frantic we are, even if we don't believe we've got 5 minutes, we have got 5 minutes. And the stopping brings more space, to more clarity, and it actually, the stopping gives you more energy as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So even if you're fighting against it, just say, Jill said, I've got permission to stop and do nothing, lie on the floor, or just stop. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, be kind to yourself, Pam.
Yeah, I always do that thing of, oh, idiot, why have you done that? Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's the first thing all the time, is that's why you're so stupid. That's the first word that comes. So yeah, it's a good thought that I'll try and do that.
Yeah.
Bring that in. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's nothing to do with being stupid, because you are the opposite of stupid.
I know it's mad, because I can't, if someone said to me, could you do this, I would know what my skills are, do you know what I mean? But I don't rate them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just, that's the way it is. I don't sort of rate them for me, but I rate them with other people. It's,
That's so
thing,
familiar.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So can I offer a reframe for those of you that resonate with this? Yeah. Or rather, one word to bring in to reframe it for you. And you can use this one word, really short, 3-letter word. It's yet. You can say, oh, I haven't yet mastered that. I haven't yet remembered to do that every day at the time I want. I haven't yet got all the information I need to be able to do this confidently. Yeah. It's a game changer. Because it offers hope, it offers possibility, and it softens or removes the blame. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay. I said there'd be nuggets along the way. I can't help it. All right. So has that answered your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And it looks to me and sounds to me like other people have really benefited from you asking the question. So thank you. Thank you. Brilliant. Okay, so let me see. Oh yes. Be present and ask for help. Sorry, you did tell me. Fantastic. Who would like to go next? Jane, you were here first.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
It's surprising I was here first, because I had the same issues as Anne, thinking, oh dear, what's the number to connect? But anyway, I found it. So now that's fine. Yeah, my first word is that in the sentence, I found plenty to be grateful for. So I'm going to say grateful through doing the 3 or more grateful sentences each day.
Yeah. Brilliant.
But in contrast, how I'm feeling is glum, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah, and that's you probably know why, because of last Thursday's news about my daughter. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you, Jane. And what is your intention for this evening?
To be fully present with myself, so I don't know whether I want to do this, so I can easily notice my emotions, because basically I feel like I'm never really up or down. I try and sort of stay in the middle. I suppose I'm probably trying to control my emotions, really, but so I don't know, really. I mean, if I started to, I don't know whether I'd burst into tears in front of everybody or not. I just don't know, really. But just to be fully present, yeah, and see what comes up.
Okay, so let me offer this for you and for everybody. If tears do come up in this space, they're most welcome. And you're safe to release those tears. And one of my favorite things about tears is that they contain cortisol. So when we cry, we're releasing the stress hormone. So we're lowering the stress in our bodies. When we keep in all those tears, sometimes years of tears, then we're releasing the stress, that pent up stress that our body is holding on to. You're really safe to release.
And when you said about a success, because I think, I don't know, it was last week or whichever week it was, that I felt that you were saying basically that I was scared of not communicating with people, but something like that, reaching out to people. I reached out to an old school friend, and I met her today. So yesterday I sent her a message, and I said, before I write your Christmas card and say we haven't met up all year again, sort of thing, why don't we? So I did, and then tomorrow I'm meeting up with a new neighbour for the first time, who I've wanted to connect with. So I'd say those are my successes of the week.
Fantastic! They're really amazing successes, because you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone, Jane, out of your fear zone. That's wonderful, really is. Oh, well done. I'm really pleased, well done. Oh, that's fantastic. So Fran, you go next.
Okay. Okay, my week has been focused, and by that I mean I have felt more focused rather than I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I've felt more focused and more on it, just generally. How I feel now, I feel switched on, and for me that's positive. And I think where I've been sitting for the last sort of couple of months, I feel like I'm rediscovering me again. I felt quite lost for the last couple of months for lots of different reasons, but I feel there's glimmers of me returning to who I felt I was. So yeah, that's been brilliant. A success to share. It's very small, but this is significant for me. I've actually been drinking more herbal tea, and I'm not good with water, so the herbal tea has really been a revelation to increase that water consumption. So I'm proud of myself.
Oh, that's brilliant. I don't think that's small at all. I think that's quite significant. That's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've never really enjoyed herbal tea, but I have really enjoyed them. So that's another thing.
So look, you've got to share with us now, which herbal teas have you been enjoying, so others might want to try them.
Okay, now there's a slight cheat about this, because a lovely good friend of mine bought me a Pukka tea selection box for my birthday, because my birthday was a couple of weeks ago. She knew exactly what was right for me, and I've been trying lots of different ones. I've tried the Pukka Feel New, lovely, really aniseedy, the licorice and peppermint, ginger and lemon, and a turmeric gold. Oh my, they're just lovely, really lovely. I'm really enjoying them, and there's probably another 5 varieties that I've not yet tried. So yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. Oh, look. Good. And yeah,
Right,
fantastic.
okay. The intention for this evening, I did have two, but let me just select the one that's more significant. Okay. To be open about my difficulty in trying to be specific when I'm looking at the statement I'm writing for the tapping.
Okay. So to be open about how difficult you find it, yeah?
Yeah. And to be opening to ask for help and support about how to do that.
Okay.
I find I'm fitting quite a lot in the sentence, and it's not flowing, it's not resonating as a neat little package with me. It's a bit all over the place.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really interesting actually, because Jane messaged me the other day to say, I've been working on my setup statement, you know, what I might say because of the problem that I want to work on. Yes, okay. So
I've followed the sheet that I printed out.
yeah, but you've
So
got
I've identified where what the emotion is, where it is in the body, and another descriptor for it.
yeah.
But or maybe it is okay. I don't actually know. Maybe I'm making something of it that's not there. I'm not sure.
Well, when we come to that, I'll tune in with you and I'll tune in with Jane, and we'll talk about that, because pretty much everybody gets really hooked up on the words every time. Yeah. Doesn't matter how many other I remember it myself. Do you know what I mean? And it's like everyone gets really hooked up on the words, and sometimes it does feel like we've got too many. And it's okay, but when you're learning, it's often easier just to break it down and take things step by step. Yeah. But we'll come to that later. So can you remind me, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear your doggy, by the way. She is a snorer, isn't she?
She's very teeny. She's only like this big.
It's so sweet. She's having a good sleep.
She's on a cushion next to me.
Sweetheart.
Oh, bless. Brilliant. Okay, so Anne.
Oh yeah, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Oh yeah, can you hear me? You can.
You can indeed.
So for the week, rattled, my word.
Yeah.
Tonight is tired. And the intention for this evening is to cut myself some slack.
Yeah.
Win I found a bit difficult. Remembering to be grateful, I suppose, is a win this week.
Yeah. Okay. So remembering to be grateful. And considering we've just already talked about how hard it is to remember to do new things, the fact that you've remembered to do it, and it feels like a win, like it is a win, a success for you, so that you've remembered to be grateful amidst a week of being rattled and now being tired. That's fantastic personal success. Really good.
I'll take that. Thank you, Jill.
Yeah. And that's, I think, when we think about like wins and successes and all of that, it's like, I think we're all of us, it's like the human condition, we're kind of taught to only look for those big things, and it's those really small things quite often that actually they're not a small thing. Like Fran's saying, oh my god, I've actually started drinking herb teas and I love them. Actually, probably had like 2 decades of going, oh god, I hate those things, I'm not touching them, and no, I wish I could, you know, and so that's massive. And how different we feel when we remember to actually there's much we can be grateful for amidst chaos and all the rest of it, which is so powerful, because it's just those moments of stopping, isn't it? And being with yourself.
Yeah, it kind of stops you spinning out, really, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Oh, well done. Louise, I don't have your success, but is it sorting all the stuff out? Sorting the room out, or is it something else?
Yes, yeah, but also it's, I mean, one of the things with me, it's helping others, and it's very natural. And I actually, the other thing is, if I don't go swimming, I feel that I've missed out. So I've had salt baths on the day I haven't been. But when I went swimming the other day, I actually sat with a doctor and talked about her world. And we talked about heart breathing, which for me, that's the kind of success that actually I feel good because I've given and they feel good. So it's a two-way thing. But that's who I am.
Okay. What about a success that's only for you and only you?
A success only for me. My incredible ability to do DIY when when other people are saying, how the hell do you manage to do that? And I feel good that I'm very creative.
Okay.
I know it's not for me personally, but that again, it's a feel-good factor.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for that. I'm gonna offer something to you, Louise. That in this next week, I want you to notice and write down, maybe in your journal or whatever, the successes that are for you, that are yours and only yours, for you and only you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heart breathing certainly been a very big success.
Fantastic. There you go. Brilliant. Okay. So, woo. Pledge time. Bring it up on my phone. So I will mute you all so that you can say things out loud without feeling silly. Oh, it didn't. Oh, did it? Oh, yeah, it did. It did mute you. Okay, my lovelies. So I'm going to say it, and then you repeat after me. And really connect in with your body and really make this commitment to yourself. Yeah. So take a breath or two. Call your energy back into your body, back to you. Connect in with your heart, your soul, with you, with all that you are, the amazing, beautiful person that you are. Each day, no matter how busy I am or what I'm doing, I pledge to stop and just breathe, to take time to check in with myself, to notice how I'm feeling, decide what will help me, and do the things that will help me. Reach out for support when I need it. Keep an open heart and mind. Accept that I won't always get it right. And offer loving compassion to myself. And celebrate my wins, no matter how small. Yay. Okay, my lovelies, bring this back with you now. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of heart breathing, and we'll do about 5 minutes of heart breathing, and then we're going to just have some Q&A around the and sharing around the gratitudes and journaling. Okay, so you have opportunity to ask any questions or to share how it's been for you. Yeah. All right, my loves. Okay, so just closing your eyes now. That's closing your eyes, taking some breath. As you take those breaths, just dropping down out of the head and into the body, coming down into the body. Dropping down even further into the heart space. I'm inviting you now to put a hand on your heart space, wherever that is for you, to connect in with the body and the energy of the heart. And coming down now even deeper into the heart space with every breath and every heartbeat. Breathing in through the heart and out through the heart. Breathing in through the heart and out through the heart. That's it. Going deeper and deeper into the heart space with every breath and every heartbeat. Going all the way down. Into every cell, into every strand of DNA. Breathing in and out through the heart space. I'd like you now to bring to mind an emotion you'd like to feel more of in your day. Maybe that's calm. Maybe that's happy. Maybe that's peace. Whatever that is for you. Just bringing that now into the heart space. And breathing that in and out through the heart space. Breathing in and out. That beautiful emotion. And as you do, sending it out into your energy around you. Sending it out into the circle for all to share. And sending it out beyond the circle, beyond the place and space that you are in, sending it out to your community, and even further still, to all souls, to all hearts. Mm. And as it starts now to come back towards you, even stronger than ever, as it comes into your energy around you, and bringing it in now into the heart space. And as you breathe it in and out through the heart space, breathing it in and out through every cell, through every strand of DNA. Installing and activating this emotion in all parts and all versions of you, in all cells and all strands of DNA, in your physical body, in your energy bodies, and in all energy centers. And now bringing all of this back into the physical body. Just moving your fingers and your toes. Bringing this back to you now, into the here and now, into the present moment. And have some water. The snore is getting louder. I hope it's not annoying you too much. If I put her downstairs, she'll like whinge and howl. If I shut the door, she's like, yeah. Right, my lovely. So I am going to unmute you. Okay, that's all of you. So we've got 10 minutes, and oh, that's good. Five of you, 2 minutes each, and I will shut up because hopefully it's nigh on impossible. A bit like me resisting a Kit Kat in a drawer. These days I'm much better at being able to resist things. Some things I can, some things I can't. Still can't resist ice cream. So put your thumbs up if you did any gratitudes at all and keep them up just so I can see. Well, hey, go you. Brilliant. Keep your thumbs, no, yeah. Thumbs up if you did them every day. Wow, fantastic. So Pam, what, maybe half the week or more or less? About half the week?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's half more than you were doing before. That's a success, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
It's
no
not half full, not half empty, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. It's like, let's look at what we have, what rather than what we haven't got. Yeah. So, and that's an abundance mindset rather than a scarcity mindset. What have I got? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'm working on an abundance. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm working away at it because and I've got my acupuncturist going, do it. I want to do that. Which is really nice. So yeah, so some lovely, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know whether it'll be a short thing or a long thing. I hope you'll all join me when I do. Okay, so what about journaling? Keep your thumbs up if you did any journaling or self-love and inquiry at all. Well, hey, fantastic. Oh, there's like a from Louise, and Anne's going, oh, don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
Well done, well done. Okay, so I'm just going to go round each of you in turn and just 2 minutes. Yeah, so I'm not giving you much time, I know, but I'd love to hear of your experiences with what you have done this week in gratitude and or journaling. Yeah. Okay, Fran, I'm just drawn to come to you first.
Well, I watched the videos and I read the article about journaling, and I watched the video about the gratitude, the TEDx talk. That really inspired me, actually. The gratitudes came really easily. For some reason, I think in the last few years I have tried to focus on being more grateful about basics and simple things, particularly after the pandemic. The journaling, I've never done journaling before, and I've always wanted to try it. And I have actually found I think it's going to be a developmental thing with me, because I'm very, I'm telling a story of my day. So it's more like keeping a diary, but I'm still exploring. I'm still putting down statements about what's happened in the day, but I am adding how I'm feeling from that, or what my emotions are. So I'm beginning the journaling experience, but it's quite storytelling at the moment, but it's early days. So yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with storytelling per se, okay, if that's what helps, because sometimes we need to tell the story to get it out.
Yeah,
we need sometimes it's the only opportunity we have to tell the story, all of the story, how we feel it, how we understand it. Which can be really, really important. It is really important. A tip or an approach to it is you can start off with I feel.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good idea. I feel
today, or right now, I feel, and it brings out the emotions. It's a really good thing when we're having conversations with people, especially if you're needing to tell that person how you feel, or say something that you're not happy about. If we always start off with I, it takes the conflict out of it. But if the next word is I feel, or I am feeling, I am feeling sad, I am feeling angry, I'm feeling whatever. It makes it about you, not about the other person. And the same applies when we're journaling. It's like, I am feeling really angry because, and then it'll all spill out. Maybe the story will spill out then. But have a go.
It's interesting because I've noticed, I've just scanned back while you're talking about how I've started it every day. Now the second day I did it, I've started with a I feel, and today I've started with I feel, but the other days are a little bit more sort of it's a bit like a poetic story about senses and things, but it's interesting that you brought that up about the feel, because I've recognised I'm doing that sometimes. So yeah, fantastic. Thank you for that. It's a good reminder.
Brilliant, thank you. And everyone's journaling experience is different, and it does change over time, and there's no right or wrong. You just do you. You just do what works for you. Brilliant, thank you. I'm going to come to Pam.
What was the question? Sorry.
So just interested in, have you got any questions or to share your experiences with the gratitudes and journaling? Just 2 minutes.
Right. The gratitudes I used to do a few years ago when I was going through something, and gratitude's a part of it. And I find they're quite easy in a way because I'm so used to doing them. And that sort of, well, I always second guess myself, why am I finding them so easy? Do you know what I mean? So again, it depends on how I am on the day. A trick that I found, well, actually, I didn't find it, I got told it, is when you struggle, because some days I look at it and think, I've got nothing to be grateful about, but I know I should. So it always, then I go, right, okay, I'm not actually hungry right now. I'm not actually homeless right now. So I could be grateful for that, you know, so yeah, but I do find the gratitude really useful. Again, it's keeping them up, keeping to them. Journaling's a weird one, because I've always written, you know, a diary, a journal, always, as long as I can remember. I don't keep them though. I sort of destroy them every few years, and the ones I've kept recently, over the last 10 years, I've kept them, and I did stop for a while because it felt triggering. So writing about something that, you know, this happened today, this upset me, and now I feel like this, and now I feel like that, and that just felt like I was just making it worse. So when I read that thing about the doing it in a fury, 20 minutes, get everything else and write whatever you like, I was like, oh, that sounds good. And I have to admit, I haven't done it yet, but I would really want to do it, because I just feel like that would be different.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to write things to remember this, remember that, blah blah. Just the thought of it is really appealing. So I'm saving that one up. I haven't done it yet.
Brilliant. Well, maybe look, here's an invitation to create that space for yourself for that 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was another thing. I've been looking around my flat and thinking, actually, I could find a little corner somewhere here. I've got loads of leftover cushions and throws and stuff that no one uses anymore, because it just me and the cats. So I'm going to find myself a nice little corner with a little lamp, and that's going to be I might even make a tent.
Hey, I love the sound of that. That's brilliant. Oh, that'd be fantastic, Pam.
Yeah, because it's preparing you for it, isn't it? It's that thing, the ritual preparing. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Oh, that's brilliant, Pam. Well done, you. Really lovely. Thank you. Who wants to go next? Anybody? Jane, put a hand up there. Brilliant.
Like Fran said, I think it is a bit like a sort of diary, but looking back, a lot of mine started with whatever, and sometimes I just go straight into the gratitudes and then write my little diary bit, and occasionally I'll put down like a sort of negative from the day, but basically there's loads of gratitude, so they outweigh any negative really. But yeah, when you said about today, I I think I should try and do a bit more about my emotions, really, how I'm feeling.
Yeah. I think that'd be really, really helpful for you, Jane, especially with all that you've got going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether I said this, maybe I've said this before here, I don't know, but there's this really lovely phrase, name it to tame it. So when we name the emotion or emotions that we're feeling, we're already taking kind of the sting out of it. Yeah. And it allows us to once we've named it, we're like able to acknowledge, like we're acknowledging that, and then we can move into the next step, take that next step of accepting this is what I am experiencing right now. And remembering that whatever we might experience, I know, sadness or anger or despair or whatever it is, it's as soon as you accept it, often it starts to dissipate. And we can then move into a place of moving on from it, of saying, I sit with this, I recognize it, I accept that this is where I am and this is what I'm feeling, but I don't have to remain here. It's my choice as to whether I do or not. And I know that can sound, I remember there was one client I was working with a couple of years ago, and I said that phrase to her once, well, it is our choice as to how we feel. And we went, and the rest of the session was fantastic. Do you know what I mean? We did really amazing work together. She was lovely to work with. And then the following week I came back and said, how's the week been for you? And she said, I said, oh, anyway, I can't think how I worded it. She said, but I've been furious with you all week. And I said, oh, fantastic. Thank you for, I'm really glad to know. What are you so furious about? And she said, you said to me that it's my choice how I feel about things, about what emotion I feel. I can't think how I'd said it, but it was all this. And I was like, thank you. Okay. And she said, she said, I was furious for days and days and days. And then kind of the penny dropped. And she went, oh God, yeah, I am, aren't I? Because I don't have to, you know, if I'm feeling really angry with you. She said, it was like, I was feeling really angry with you and then realized, oh, I don't have to. And actually it is up to me how I feel, because I've got things I can do to change how I feel. That's the whole, I mean, that's the whole point of why you're all here, is so you can change how you feel, but literally the drop of a hat. Yeah. So, and when we're used to not feeling emotions because they might be too big or too scary, or I might cry, or this thing might happen, or I might lose control, or might not have control, or I'll be ridiculed, or whatever the reasons are, they just get bigger. Guaranteed, they just get bigger, and whatever beliefs are attached to them or the situation, that just grows more intense as well. So yeah, and we can have compassion for ourselves when we feel it, and forgiveness if we're judging ourselves. You know?
And I know we haven't got much time, but when I used to go and visit my husband in hospital, I'd get the train from Maidstone and I'd be in a right state, and I'd go into M&S in the changing room, have a great big cry, then get my rescue remedy out and have some of that, and then thought, right, I'm off now, I'll be all right.
Yeah. And that's it. And sometimes, and it's a really good strategy. There's something I say sometimes, you know, sometimes we feel might be in an awful situation that's ongoing, or I don't know, something big, really big has just happened. Maybe that's work, maybe that's life, maybe that's health or whatever. We can kind of get stuck in that and then notice it, or suddenly maybe something just descends on us. And I often say, okay, give yourself a time frame to have a pity party. If you're feeling really, really sorry for yourself. Okay, and I say that in the nicest way possible, but you know, give yourself, like say right, okay, the next 2 hours I'm going to feel all the depth of my pain about this thing, and I'm going to let myself feel as crap as possible. I'm going to, if that means eating the whole box of Jaffa cakes, I'll eat the whole box of Jaffa cakes. And then I have done that many times, by the way. I've even been known to eat the whole of the double box of Jaffa cakes. Well, they are very easy, aren't they? When I used to be a complete sugar addict. And then you can do full moon, half moon. So, but yeah, give yourself a time frame, 20 minutes, an hour, this evening or whatever. And then at the end of that, you go, right, okay, it's time to look after myself and put myself first and do something so I can start to feel differently about it. Yeah, I'm going to shut up. There's a lot I can say about that. So yeah, so where are we with Jane? Are you keeping the gratitude separate from the journaling?
No, it's kind of all in the same place, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I just keep a special?
No, they don't have to be. I'm just thinking there might be gratitudes like hidden amongst, but if you do your gratitudes and then when you're doing your gratitudes, then start your journaling. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So keep them separate in that respect.
Yes.
You might be, as you're journaling, be discovering more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is lovely. But kind of just separate your focus out so you know where you are. I think it'll be powerful at this time. Yeah. Brilliant. Oh, well done you. Thank you, Jane. And who have we got next? Let's come to Louise. There she goes. There you
go. Well, first of all, gratitude is absolutely easy for me because I'm always looking for joy in the day. and I'm constantly, as I say, that's fabulous. And I do say this out loud. Occasionally I write it down. As for writing down how I feel, I had an aha moment. I'm not allowed to express my feelings. And the reason I'm not allowed is because if I have expressed my feelings to my mother, she'll tell me that my memories are wrong and that I'm being nasty. So that was a kind of like an aha moment. I said, and that's why I don't express my feelings, because if I say it, if I write it down, I will be condemned. So writing down my feelings is a very difficult thing for me to do. I can express them to my close friends. I can talk about them out loud, but writing them down is an issue.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you a question. We've got a belief there. I'm not allowed to express my feelings.
Mm.
Yeah, which is great. So you can work directly on that belief and
Yeah.
just stick to that belief. Yeah. The question I'm going to ask you now, and that might be what you work on this evening when we chat. Yeah, is what do you feel will happen if you express your feelings on paper?
It's all to do with my mother would see it, but of course she won't.
But your younger self, it would have been, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And when we've got beliefs and the fears that are attached to them, they might be very present right now, but they all come from our younger self. So our younger self that set down these beliefs in the first place when the trauma first happened. And I'm talking about the big T trauma and the small T trauma. Yeah. Small T traumas can be just those cutting comments from a parent or a loved one, you know. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Okay.
Thank you.
And Anne. Oh, can't hear you, sweetie. Let me unmute you or do it yourself, one or the other. Hang on.
There you go. Can you hear me?
Yay!
I have to say I look really scary in this. Sorry.
Are you on the boat?
I am, yeah. Yeah, journaling. Generally of a morning with a cup of coffee is the best time for me, and it's more of a brain dump than anything else. So I can just, sometimes it'll be just a sentence repeated over and over, or a word, or I find that quite useful. I also tend to use it as kindling for the fire later, so it doesn't matter what is in there. So, and not to be read again. But I haven't done much this week, to be honest, Jill. Sorry, very bad.
All right. Oh, it's not about being bad.
No, it's just I don't. There hasn't been enough hours in the day this week. I don't know what happened, but I am finding that the gratitude is really helpful because it sort of focuses me on a different. It's a different feeling, isn't it? It's like you take yourself out of that feeling, whatever's rattling you, and it puts you in a different space. So I'm finding that really useful.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you, Anne. Does anybody play around with thanks or appreciation or love instead of gratitude?
Yeah, wonder, like a sense of wonder as well, is really good.
I feel a sense of wonder about
things, about, you know, plants mostly. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, so I invite you all to have a little play around, see what they feel, because I know I spoke about it and it's in the pack. I think I did speak about it. I'll put it in the email, didn't I? About the difference in the vibration between the words. And I don't know, I would hazard a guess that the gratitudes have possibly mostly been about things that you're grateful for, or experiences that you're grateful for, or people that you're grateful for. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
This week, I'm inviting you, on top of your 3 each day, like continue as you have been, 1 at least, but 1 would be a good start. Something you appreciate about yourself. You appreciate or love or are happy about yourself. Yeah, appreciate or love about yourself. And it might be a bit of a challenge because it's the thing that we resist. Oh no, I can't do it. It's really big-headed. I can't possibly say that I love this about myself, or I really appreciate myself for doing a thing, and it can't be the same thing every day.
Oh no, that's going to be 7. I can't cope.
Yeah, Pam, your little monkey on your shoulder is going to be having a field day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going, don't be stupid. You can't believe that about yourself. It's a really good thing. I know, like, I'm sure you've all heard people say, oh, you know, that monkey on your shoulder or whatever, or the critical crow. Pat, have you got your finger up, Fran?
Oh, I have. I've just got a quick thing. On a couple of occasions, I have been grateful for what my body allows me to do. Is what you're talking about different?
No, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. It was prompted by my work, people that I'm working with in my other job, and just reflecting on, that I'm lucky to be able to, I can walk, my body can do the things that allow me to find pleasure or whatever. Yeah.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Absolutely. Whew. Okay. Right, my lovelies. So we did go over. It's impossible, isn't it? Because we've all got lots to share, and I cannot shut up and give you extra tips and hints and guidance and all the rest of it and coach you. I wouldn't be me. We could you know what, I think if we had 4 hours each week, we would still fill it all, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we would still fill it. We might have lost the will to live, but we will still fill it. So, my loves, tapping and fears. So, Louise, you didn't do the exercise, but we've identified a brilliant one for you to work on. Yeah. Okay. So can you put your hands up or your thumbs up if you did the fear exercise, just to remind me?
Is that the cascade one, Jill?
If you did that. So
that one.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Somebody printed it out.
Okay.
So there were lots and lots.
Of,
could you read out a couple of those?
Is that one? Yeah.
Well, the first one is, I'm afraid to cry, to upset myself. I won't stop crying. It will feel too big. So that's on one side. Does it keep going down? It's not the opposite on the other side, is it? No.
No, they were just, I was just going through thinking of all the fears and beliefs that clients have had over the years and I've had over the years, and sort of like the ones that crop up all the time.
I'll be on my own with it all. I won't be able to cope, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a big list, as Fran held up, and you could see it, Anne. It's in the resource pack, I think, week 2. Was it week 2?
Yes.
Yeah. And the exercise is to go through and just tick each one that resonates with you. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you go and give them all the number out of 1 to 10. And then out of all of those, you kind of look at which of the 3 that really kind of like go, kind of, have you wanting to run for the hills, or kind of you can feel everything bubbling up with it. And then those 3 to work on those. Yeah. Okay. So did everybody identify a fear and or limiting belief that they want to work on tonight? Yeah, okay.
Can I just make a quick request? Could you send that to me again, because I don't appear to have that. I've looked
Oh,
in the junk
okay.
file. That's why I kept on thinking, well, it doesn't mean anything to me. So can you send it to me again, please?
I will indeed. I'll put it into the group, Louise, so that in case anyone else hasn't.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I've still got major tech issues. Still can't use. I get emails to my business account. I've got emails coming in, it's fine, but I can't mail out at the moment. And then when was it, Sunday, my laptop, my browser crashed, and I tried to reinstall and it won't. So tomorrow I'm going to have to go off and buy a new laptop. It is 5 years old and it has traveled the world with me, and I do all my work on it.
We'll have to do it ourselves. I'm going to take a photo of this sheet and then put it on the group.
That's what happens when you mock the machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, they listen.
Jill,
dear.
muted. Can you hear us?
Oh,
No, she's gone. She's left the group.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, she's
No, I'm
still
here.
there. Oh, right. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I was,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
on
There you
mute.
go.
I was in, there's a serious gremlin at play.
I've just taken a photograph of that sheet and put it in the WhatsApp group.
Mm.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jane. That's brilliant. Really appreciate you doing that.
It's fun.
Okay. Louise said, check your week 2 had the. Okay, no, should have got it. Okay, anyway, sorry, I was going to say there was because Fran had a problem with receiving an email with last week because it had the link in. Did you get that, Louise?
No. No, I mean, I've had
Check
I've had missing stuff.
check your junk mail just in case it's gone into there, because I've noticed that some people's emails have been going into my junk when they would always been okay before. Who knows? I don't know what's going on anyway.
Yeah.
So, tech gremlins, sort yourselves out, please. And Black Friday deals, find me a really nice laptop tomorrow. It's the right time of year to be buying something like that. All right, my loves. So, Jane, would you mind, and you can say no, would you mind if I shared your
List.
list that you sent me? Because it'd be really, really helpful.
The question I was going to ask you was, once I've decided on that sentence or whatever, how many times do you say it at each point as you go down the body?
Okay, so
Twice, 3 times?
no, at each point you just say it once.
Oh, just once. Okay.
Yeah, just once. You just like tapping on it while you say it. Okay.
Okay.
So we always start with, so if you've kind of, with your logical head, gone and designed yourself a tapping statement, yeah, like this, then you need to be saying it when we tap on the side of the hand. Now, this is really interesting, the side of the hand, because there's something called psychological reversal, as they call it when you do the training, which is resistance. Okay, so when we're tapping on the side of the hand, it helps to release that psychological reversal. Now, there are some schools of EFT now that say you don't need to do it, but I find it so helpful. And sometimes, we're just tapping on the side, and we haven't even got to the rest of the points, and people have started shifting things already. So I find it incredibly powerful, especially because we've all got like built-in resistance to not let go of this thing. Yeah, even when we want to, even when it's driving me mad, I've got to get rid of it, but it's kept us safe for so long, so yeah, we're not going to do it. So what Jane had put together was a statement for every single tapping point. Yeah. Now, if you were, as I suggest in the resource pack, you kind of have like a conversation with yourself. This would be the conversation that Jane was having, okay, with herself. So it's like all this worry and concern for my darling Laura. I feel it's not fair. I don't know what I can do to help. She's a very private person. I feel as a mother, I have a heavy burden on my shoulders. I'm alone with this tension in my body. I worry for her children. I worry for her future. And then obviously we're down to the hand, letting go of this fear, letting go of this tension, letting go of this worry, letting go of this concern. Now that's a lot for a novice. Okay, you could take each of those 14 and they would be one session of tapping each. Yeah, and I know when I tap and with people, I might tap on all of those, but I've been doing it a long time and I know kind of how to hold all of it, sort of thing, and to hone in on things. So there's nothing wrong with it, Jane. Okay, it's really good, but it might be too much all at once.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you help me find which one I must go for, or not really? Has
So
that got to be me?
This is when it comes to you. With that, I would tune into each and every one, each of those, and give them a number. Which is the thing, or which is the thing that jumps out at you that really makes you go, that feels the heaviest.
Okay.
So which one is it, Jane? Which feels the heaviest?
I'm alone with this.
Yeah, that's what I could feel with that. And how do you feel about being alone with this?
Sad.
Yeah, I feel really sad because I'm alone. I feel alone with all of this. What do you feel will happen if you're alone with this?
It just make me more depressed because I can't do anything about it.
There you go. So we just took that one and you've got all of that. That's with her. Beautiful.
So that now I've got to write that sentence down there, haven't I? Sorry.
No, you don't have to write it down. Well, you can write it down, but it's always going to be your words and your feelings in the moment.
All the way down.
Yeah. You can just say the same, and you can. What you do is you don't have to say the whole bit. You can just chunk it. So you might be, I'm all alone with this. I feel so alone. I'm really afraid that it'll set me back. I'm so alone with all of this. I feel really sad because I'm so alone with all of this. It's really going to set me back. I'm really afraid that I'll be depressed again, and you just go through, and it doesn't have to, the words can change as you go through. The words will change as you go through. Yeah, it's always about what you're feeling, and when it's activated within us, we just go with the flow of it. Yeah. So give yourself, so you need to give it a number of 1 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Fran, has that helped with your query?
Yeah, I think it has.
Okay. Pam, have you got something that you're ready to work on?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
But I haven't done a statement, and I've done this before a few years ago, and the problem I had, and I've still got it because I tried it last week and everything, is remembering the words, remembering the points. I feel like it's learning to drive and I can't, do you know what I mean? It's too much to think about.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to simplify it for myself so I can remember the pattern of the points and the words as well. It's like I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, So I don't know, other than just keep practicing it, I don't know what to do. So I'm sorry, but I'm all over the place with that.
No, that's all right. And keep practicing is the thing we have to do, because it has to become
Yeah.
second nature, doesn't it? Just
Yeah.
are you a car driver, Pam?
Yeah,
Can you
I
remember
don't
when
drive
you
at the moment, but yeah.
no, but you learned to drive a car? So
Yeah.
you remember what that process, remember how painful it was to have to
Yeah.
like literally go, what do I do first? What to do with my hands? What to do with my feet? Oh, go to that mirror, that signal thing. And it was so painful. Yeah. So you're in that space with it now.
Yeah.
And then the practice, the guidance here, the guidance from the notes, the guidance from following along with the video or the replay, then it starts it's like you get the muscle memory. Yeah. And the brain's, we're going to think of the brain like a muscle, you know, that kind of starts to embed then. And then before we know it, actually we're going, oh, I'm doing bits of this without thinking. And then you move to that point where you're doing all of it without thinking. Yeah, that's how we learn everything. There's no other way.
It will work for me this time, because we've got all these weeks that you know you're going to be saying about it and we're going to be doing it. Whereas when I did it, I was shown how to do it, taught how to do it for myself, and of course I only did it a few times because it just felt too hard remembering everything. So
absolutely. And it doesn't end here, you know. The Circle of Love is going to be carrying on in the new year, so you can come to that each month. And my intention is that my intention is to create like a membership, so that you can come and there'll be Circle of Love and there'll be some other activities through the month. And the sum that I've got in my head is like £25 a month, which Circle of Love is £15, and then pretty much there'll be something every week. Some will be longer than others, and so you've got a container to continue. You know, so that
it's important. That it is for me anyway, otherwise things just slide.
Yeah. And we need that community and connection, don't we? You know, and we need that encouragement from each other, and knowing that you've got a space to come to, and that kind of everyone's in the same boat. You know, I'm not alone with this. You know, that's so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
That what was one of the things that was life-changing for me, knowing that I didn't have to keep everything to myself anymore. I didn't feel like I was alone with all that I was carrying. There were people around me that understood, not just my therapist at the time. You know, it was like, oh my God, I could actually share these things, and I can cry, and I can reveal more of myself, or all of myself, and the sky didn't fall in, and nobody told me I was stupid, and everybody held space for me, you know, and I learned how to hold space for myself. And that's all I really want for all of you. No. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I want to give you a big hug now.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So Louise, you've got one. Pam. Okay. Do you know what you're going to say, Pam? Because you know.
Well, mine is I always have this feeling that I'm not good enough. No matter what I'm doing, you know, it can be something that I know up here, you know, intellectually I know, yeah, I am good at this, but I still won't consider that I am. Do you know what I mean? So it's yeah. But I did the core beliefs thing a while ago, and that was my biggest one, was I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
I have to do for everyone. Do you know what I mean? I have to help everyone, but it's still not going to be good enough because I'm not good enough. So but I haven't got a statement for it.
It's I'm not allowed to put myself first.
Okay.
In this moment, that's what it is.
Yeah. That actually sounds easier than the I'm not good enough, because I'm not good enough sounds so harsh. It's harsh anyway, but
yeah, you will come to that, Pam.
Yeah.
But you have to, it's a bit like the what am I afraid will happen if it's what am I not, in the I'm not good enough, what is it you're not good enough for? What am I not good enough to do, or to be, or to have? and who am I not good enough for?
Mm.
So you have to split it out, you know what I mean, and
Right.
work on those.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
this evening it really does feel like I'm not allowed to put myself first.
Yeah.
Does that feel okay?
Does. Yeah.
What do you feel will happen if you put yourself first?
I don't know, and I get asked this, do you know what I mean, all the time, but I don't know. It's not, it's strange. I think it's because it's been there for so long, because this particular one, it's been there since I can actually remember. Do you know what I mean? I had trauma happen to me when I was a small child, and it just feels like that's always been there, you know, and I can't escape it. But what will happen if I do? I don't know. I mean, I can't say anyone's going to come along and say, oh, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm an adult, no one could stop me doing what I want to do.
No, but just like we were saying before, it's not your adult self that's holding these
It's the
beliefs.
child, yeah. Yeah. Well, well, in that case, I never thought about it like that. Go back to the child being punished.
Yeah. Who we be punished by?
My dad.
I'm not it's actually I'm not safe to put myself first.
Okay.
I'm not safe to put myself. Yeah. I have to look after, yeah. You had to look after Dad. You have to make sure that he was okay, so you were okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anne, what are you working on?
Do you want me to tell you?
If you've got it nailed, that's fine.
Oh yeah, got it nailed.
Got it nailed. Okay, brilliant. And if you got it specific enough?
I think so. It's fairly specific.
Okay, brilliant. All right, well, I'll trust you
Yeah.
that you've got that right. Okay, have some water, please, my lovelies.
I've drunk all mine. Just watch you drinking yours.
I'm just gonna have a little square. I'll post in the group later. I'll post a picture of the snorer. You know who's been snoring. In fact, I've got a little video. I was sitting in the kitchen the other day, and I had the snorer on my lap and the other one at my feet, and they were both snoring. And it was like one then the other. It was timed beautifully. It was so comical. It really was. Fantastic. All right, my loves. So, okay. So everyone knows what they're working on, yeah? Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, we have got time. I've told you about the seat of change, haven't I?
Mm.
Yeah. Where someone gets to work with me.
Oh, okay.
Well, everybody taps along. Did I not say that? Or maybe I did. I don't know. I can't remember.
I said it, but I don't know what it actually means.
Aha.
You did.
Okay. So you're all going to work on your own thing, yeah. But as you all do, one person is kind of, imagine they're sitting next to me, yeah. When I do this in person, I always say, and it's a shame that Jan's not here because she's been to my in-person workshops at Sun and Movement EFT ones quite a few times, and I always have this chair and everyone always wants to sit in it, and I go, no, I'm sorry, you can't have that one. So I have to put papers and things on it, and then when everyone's gathered, you know, I move the papers off, and I'm all going, what? And then there'll always be late comers. Oh, there's a chair. No, I'm sorry, that one's taken, sort of thing. Everyone goes, what? Because they don't know me. And then I always say, see this seat here. This is the seat of change, and one of you is going to sit in it tonight. And then everyone kind of, and I just got goosebumps just saying that. And everyone goes, ooh, what does that mean? What's going to happen? Imagine you've been to mine, Anne, haven't you? You've probably seen me too. And so, yeah, it's really interesting because even just knowing that we're not in the same physical space, but here on Zoom, we're still going to do that, yeah? So we'll still all see each other. I'll mute you all, but one person, will work direct with me, so I'll be working with them. And Louise, you've seen this at play so many times because you came to Circle so often, didn't you? And it's really powerful, isn't it?
Oh yes, very much so.
Yeah. So we're going to set an intention now that no matter how enthralled you become on listening to me and the person I'm working with, and no matter how much you think, oh my God, that resonates and I really feel that, and no matter how much you might even get lost in what we're saying and that all that is coming up, you set that intention now to give yourself full and loving permission to heal and release all that you are holding within this space. Okay. So I want you all to take a breath and just notice the thing that you're going to work on. Yeah. And I want you to give it a number out of 10, where 10 would be the most intense and 0 would be there was no intensity at all. And I want you to notice where you're holding that in the body right now. Maybe it's in more than one place. Notice if it's inside or outside. Notice if it's big or small. If it's dark or light. If it's hard or soft. And if there's anything else that you notice about it. So now you have whatever it is you're working on and a number. You may or may not have noticed where you're holding it in the body and what there is to notice about that, where you hold it. Okay. Okay. And now someone's going to sit in the seat of change. And today it really feels like it's Jane. If you'd like that, Jane. Yeah. Okay. You get a tissue because you might need that. You might all need tissues. So what's going to happen is we're going to start. I'm going to mute you all now. I want you, so you've got your number, and then when we finish at the end, I'm going to ask you the number again, like your start and your finish number. Just muting. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to be asking Jane questions, okay, and you are going to get enthralled with it because it's always really, really interesting, and there is always synchronicity every single time. So just bring yourself, when you notice that you've wandered off, just bring yourself back to whatever you were working on. Yeah. Okay. All right, my lovelies. And we're all going to, once one of us is tapping, we're all tapping. Yeah. Okay. So we're tapping on the side of the hand, and it doesn't matter which hand you're tapping on. Yeah. I will swap around. You don't have to. I've been doing it so long, I can't help but swap around. I don't even know I'm doing it. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can, all right, so you can start tapping on the side of the hand and just having a little chat with yourself about the problem that you're working on. Yeah. All right, so Jane, I'm going to start speaking directly with you now. Okay, so can you just remind me of what it is that you're working on?
I'm working on my daughter, Laura.
Okay, so what's the statement that we had there?
I feel alone with all of this.
Feel alone with this. Yeah. And what number is I feel alone with this?
8.
And do you still feel afraid that you'll go into depression?
Yes.
And what number is the fear of depression?
10.
And what do you feel will happen if you go into depression?
I'll have to go on medication.
And what do you fear if you will happen if you go on to, and what number is the fear of going on to medication?
It's kind of like I'm letting myself down, having to go back on something like that.
Okay. And what number is that fear of medication?
9.
And what number is the fear of letting yourself down?
10.
And what number is the fear of letting your daughter down? Because you're on medication.
10.
Yeah. And what do you fear will happen if you let your daughter down?
I don't know really, but I feel I've got to be strong by her.
Okay. And that question I asked you that I know is really painful, what do you feel will happen if you let your daughter down? If you knew what the answer is, what would it be?
I'll be no use to anybody anymore because
Yeah. And what number is I'll be no use to anyone?
10.
Okay. And what number is the sadness?
8.
Okay. Is there anything else that is there that you notice that needs to be brought in?
She's waiting to have the MRI scan. I just want to hurry up, but then we don't.
Okay.
But then when she has it, I don't know what she's gonna find. So it's the fear of what they're gonna.
Okay. Okay. So that's a separate topic entirely.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
Okay.
all right, because you can do some tapping at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
my love. Okay. So I'm going to say the words now and you're going to repeat them after me, okay, out loud. Even though I'm really scared.
I'm really scared.
What number is the fear? Just the fear on its own.
9.
I'm really scared
I'm really scared
of what's going to happen,
of what's gonna happen,
of what these results are going to be.
of what these results are gonna be.
And I feel so sad.
And I feel so sad.
And I'm really alone with all of this.
And I'm really alone with all of this.
I feel so sad
I feel so sad
because I'm alone with all of this.
because I'm alone with all of this.
And there's nothing I can do.
There's nothing I
And I'm really afraid
can do. I'm really afraid
that I'll get depressed
I'll get depressed
and I'll have to have medication.
and I'll have to have medication.
And I'm really afraid
And I'm really afraid
that I'll have let myself down.
that I've let myself down.
I'll have let my daughter down.
And I've let my daughter down.
I've been no use to anyone.
Be no use to anyone.
And there's no point in existing
And there's no point in existing
if I'm no use to anyone.
if I'm no use to
And even though
anyone. Even though
I'm really afraid
I'm really afraid.
and I'm so sad right now
And I'm so sad
because I feel alone with all of this
because I feel,
and I don't know what to do.
and I don't know what to do.
I'd like to let some of this go
I'd like to let some of this go.
so I can feel easier.
So I can feel easier.
and feel happy
I feel happy
being me.
being me.
And even though
And even though
it's all really big right now,
it's all really big right now,
I know I'll be okay.
I know I'll be okay.
And even though
And even though
it's all really, really big right now,
it's all really, really big right now,
I know I'll be okay.
I know.
Yeah, top of the head. I feel so alone with all of this.
I feel so alone with all of this.
Under the eyebrow. I feel so sad.
I feel so sad.
I'm so alone with all of this.
I'm so alone.
Under the eye, under the eye. I feel so sad because I'm alone with all of this.
I feel so sad because I'm alone.
That's it, under the nose. I'm really afraid.
I'm really afraid.
I'm afraid of so much. That's it, under the chin. I'm really afraid
I'm really afraid.
that I'll get depressed and be put on medication. That's it, under the collarbone now. Remember, if you put your hand like this, it goes under both sides. I'm really afraid
I'm really afraid.
of letting myself down,
Letting myself down.
of letting my daughter down,
Letting my daughter down.
and of being no use to anyone.
Being no use to anyone.
If I get depressed and I have to go on meds. Yeah, under the arm. I'm really afraid.
I'm really afraid.
So it's where the side of the bra strap will be. Yeah, under the arm. So not the armpit.
No.
Yeah.
So
Okay. That's it. Brilliant. Yeah. If you were a man, it would be in line with the nipples. It's kind of you can imagine probably like this much down from the armpit. Okay. Okay. I'm really afraid
I'm really afraid
because I'm alone with all of this.
because I'm alone with all of this.
That's it. I'm really afraid
I'm really afraid
because I'm alone with all of this.
because I'm alone with all.
That's it. Onto the thumb. Letting go of all the fear.
Letting go of all the fear.
Of the fear.
Of the fear.
Of letting go.
Of letting go.
Of all the fear.
Of all the fear.
Of letting go.
Of letting go.
Of all of this.
Of all of this.
Yeah. Next one down. I'm only doing it like this so people can see. Yeah. Letting go of all the fear of the fear.
Letting go.
Of the fear.
Of the fear.
Of letting go.
Of letting go.
Of all the fear.
All the fear.
Of being alone
Of being alone.
with all of this.
With all of this.
That's next one down. Letting go of all the fear of the fear.
Letting go of all the fear. Of all the fear.
Of letting go of all the fear.
Letting go of all the fear.
Of being alone with all of this.
Of being alone.
Letting go of all the fear. Next one down.
Letting go of all the fear.
Of being no use
Of being no use
to anyone.
to anyone.
If I'm depressed again.
Depressed again.
Next one down. Letting go of all the fear of the fear.
Letting go of all the
Of letting go of all the fear.
letting go of all the fear.
Of being alone with all of this.
Being alone with all of this.
Take a nice breath now, all of you. I'm going to check in with you now, Jane. Before I do, I'm just going to say to everybody, check in with yourself, give it a number, notice if it's changed in any way, what's it like within the body, is it in the same place, has it shifted, is it the same, is it different? Jane, what number is I feel alone with this?
It's much less, but I'm trying to think what. 7.
Okay, so take a breath. Come down into the body and out of the thinking brain. And knowing that every cell in your body knows the answer to every question that you ask. Connecting in with your intuitive soul self. What number is I feel alone with this?
6.
What number is the fear of depression? What number is the fear of medication?
3.
And what messages that you receive about this 3?
I don't need to worry about it.
And knowing that you don't need to worry about it because you are a different person to who you were before. You have differently resourced to how you were before.
Yes.
Knowing this to be your truth, can you release this 3 with love, yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Letting that go now with love. That's it. That's it. What number is it now?
Much lower.
And what number is much lower?
2.
And knowing that this 2 does not belong to you, can you release this now with love, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What number is the fear of letting yourself down?
1.
And knowing that this is not yours, can you release this 1 with love, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm releasing this now with love. Oh, there we go. What number is the fear of letting your daughter down?
1.
Knowing that this is not yours, can you release this now with love, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. And what number is the fear that I'll be no use to anyone?
1.
And knowing that this 1 is not yours, can you release it now with love, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. What number is I feel alone with this?
1.
And knowing that this 1 is not yours, can you release this now with love, yes or no?
Yes. I can.
Yeah. And what number is the fear?
1.
And knowing that this is not yours, can you release this now with love, yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. And what number is the sadness?
1.
And knowing that this is not yours, can you release this now with love, yes or no?
Yes, I can.
And what number is the fear of depression?
1.
And knowing that this is not yours, can you release this now with love, yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Fantastic. Brilliant. I just want you to sit there now, Jane, and just allow that to sink in, okay, to integrate. And what I didn't say to the rest of you was to tap on your own stuff. I'm so sorry. Louise might have been tapping because she knows the drill. Okay. So the rest of you now, I just want you to do one really quick round of tapping, yeah, on where you are. So whatever the thing is that you were tapping on, even though, yeah. And as soon as you've done your test setup statement once, then go to the top of the head. So Anne, are you saying what your thing is? Yeah. So you need to be saying it out loud to yourself. That's it. Yeah, and as soon as you've said your setup statement, then you just start moving to the other points. And I'm just going to go through them, but I don't know where you're up to. So I'm just going to be a guide. The next one is onto the eyebrow. Then we go to the side of the eye. Then we go under the eye. Then we go under the nose. Then we go into the dip of the chin. And we go under the collarbone. The dog's hilarious. She's awake now. Then we go under the arm. We go to the inside of the wrist. And we go to the thumb. And you can focus on the fear of letting go of all the fear of letting go of all the fear of letting go of whatever the thing is. Yeah, next one down, letting go of all the fear of the fear of letting go of all the fear of letting go. Yeah, next one down, letting go of all the fear of what might be if I let go of all the fear of letting go. Yeah, next one down, letting go of all the fear of letting go of all the fear of who I might be if I let go of all the fear of letting go. Next one down, letting go of all the fear of letting go of all the fear of how I might be if I let go of all the fear of letting go. That's it. Take a nice breath and check in with yourselves. Okay, so just look at me when you've got a number for where you are now. Okay. I'm looking at you, I'm watching. Got my eye on you. Okay. So my lovelies, what I would really like to know is what number you were to begin with and what number you are now. Okay. So Anne.
Oh, well, I'd say it was a 10. Now I'm a 7.
Brilliant. Fran.
I was a 9 and now I'm a 5.
Brilliant. Louise.
10 and 4.
Fantastic. And Pam.
Wow. Ace and ace, but there was a change in colour. Well, not colour, shade. When you were first asking us where did we feel it and was it light, was it dark? It felt really dark. But as I was tapping, it felt lighter. But did the intensity stayed the same?
Okay.
Well, I'm still, it's hard to judge, isn't it? But I don't feel any, I feel that that's the same. It's just for some reason this lightness came in. So I don't.
Lightness came in.
Yeah.
Did what you were tapping on shift or change at all?
No.
Did the emotion change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't feel so little girlish.
Okay. So when you say you didn't feel so little girlish, did it feel like you'd tuned into something from an older time in your life?
I don't know. Because I only realised then when I said it that is the image I have of myself is this little girl.
Okay.
Helpless little girl. So, and that sort of didn't feel that weak and helpless. Should I change the number then? I don't know. I'm confused.
No, if it still feels like an 8, it's an 8. It does.
Yeah, that didn't feel any different.
Yeah, because you've noticed a colour change and you don't feel so little girlish. If we had time to dig, if I had time to dig into it with you, there will be something else that's come in.
Okay.
Which is why it's oh, pardon me. I think I mentioned this in the pack. It's why we calibrate, you know. Oh, excuse me, that's the energy. Brilliant. If you notice a shift of in any way, shape or form, it's a positive.
Yeah.
So well done. And Pam, you could bring this to Circle of Love In fact, all of you, those who are coming to Circle of Love on Sunday, bring this with you, yeah, and continue working on it. And see if you can do some between now and then as well. Just, you know, just chipping away at it, kind of peeling those onion layers. Okay. All right. So I just want to check in with Jane. What's that like now, Jane?
I feel very sort of numbed, as it were, through the body, which is a nice feeling, because I had quite an intensity in my abdomen, I think, where I was holding everything. So it feels definitely it's cleared through, and yeah, so thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. And do you see how I feel alone with this? Went into all of those, and how all those 14 points you had, if you addressed each of one of those separately, you would get the other things that come with it. Because the thing about EFT is, the more specific we are, the better the results that we get every single time. And we can be too global sometimes. So all of those things in your 14 points are all, feel all of them, you believe all of them, they're completely valid. But yeah, it's kind of to do them justice, really. Yeah, because they were all really big in their own right.
Yeah.
And not just kind of make it feel a little easier, you know, rather than actually let's get to the root of these things. And the feeling alone, it's there, it's a big presence in your life. Yeah. Well done, Jane. Well done for your vulnerability and your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, my lovelies, as always, I'm rubbish at keeping to time. You're so forgiving and accepting of me. Thank you. I will send an email. It won't go out tonight, hopefully tomorrow. I will, because I've got this problem with my browser. So Louise, I'll make sure that you get the things. What I'd like, I'm inviting you to do this week is you can continue everything you're doing, yeah? And now is a time just to increase the duration, the time. Like, so if you're doing 2 minutes or 3 minutes, can you do 3 minutes or 4 minutes? Yeah. You do just a little bit longer of the heart breathing, or yeah, so stick a heart, so just a little bit longer. Can you do it a little bit more often? Yeah, can you bring one? Those of you who, what about, yeah, I mean, those of you who go out to work, it's a really good thing, kind of see if I know lunch breaks don't always exist. I had many jobs where lunch breaks were just a thing of myth. You never really get one. But actually, can you just go hide yourself in the toilet or in the corner of the canteen, or go sit in your car or something, you know, or go sit on a park bench, just and have those few minutes for yourself, just to check in with yourself. And what about the end of the day? You know, kind of if you do go out to work and you've got a period of work, whenever that is, you know, before you go back home, just sit there in the car or on the bus or wherever it is you are, and just take those just 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You can do heart breathing anywhere, nobody knows. I can remember, like, in fact, yeah, heart breathing. Oh no, actually, I'm thinking about when I first learned to meditate. I learned to meditate on the bus. You know, I was telling you I went to that class and there was just me and the guy, because the other person didn't turn up, and it was all a bit intense. And I had to sit on the edge of the bed and do 1 minute. And this was with the Brahma Kumaris, who teach open-eyed meditation. It's kind of like slightly open, soft. And I would be sitting there, and I lived in Oxford on this really busy bus. Kind of people getting on and off, you know what I mean? It was like a mega, wasn't a very long journey, but it was busy always. And I would sit there, like, practicing, like, just staying in that moment, the thing. And I know, I don't think I have done heart breathing. I used to sit there, and God, when I worked in FE, the office was so busy, you know, it was the tutorial staff room. And so there were about 12 of us that were personal tutors, and there was the admin woman, and students would be coming in and out, and all the curriculum and the management would be coming in and out, and everyone, and it was always busy, noisy. And I just put my headphones on. I used to put a document on my screen, and that I used to tell everybody, if I've got a document on my screen, I've got my headphones on, it means I'm trying to do a lesson plan or something. Do you know what I mean? I just like blatant lie. I'm sure they knew anyway. Because the document didn't move for a while. But I used to just sit there, hand on the heart space, breathe in and out, and just do my heart breathing. And then I'd do the loo, lock myself in the end loo where nobody ever went in, and sit there and do a couple of minutes tapping, you know? And I'd go back into the office like, I've got a bit of headspace, just breathe a little bit now. We just get creative in what works for you. And if you don't go out to work, maybe it's the fact that when you're out and then you come home, that's when it feels a bit heavy, you know. So just check in with yourself and go, how am I feeling, and can I just stop for this 1 minute and just do something for myself? So a bit longer or more often heart breathing. Have a go at continuing the EFT on what you've been working on this evening. That would be super, super helpful. And your gratitudes and journaling, remember, continue with those. Remember the I feel, and at least one extra, so 3 + 1. So the one thing, what you appreciate about you or your body. Yeah. And remembering, like Pam was saying before, you know, when it is a day where it feels really hard to find something to be happy about or grateful for or appreciative of, then it's like, actually, yeah, I can get up and I can walk, and I have a roof over my head. Even if you don't like the roof that's over your head, I have clean water in my tap. I might feel like I haven't got much money, but I've got money to go out and buy the shopping that I need. You know, I might feel like I don't have much time, but actually I had 2 hours on Tuesday evening at Calm With You, you know, like, and I really appreciate it's like, yeah, there's so much. Just think of, God, I don't know, think of street children in India, and you'll soon find a big long list. Yeah. When I got to India, gosh, it's nearly 5 years since I went, and my first big culture shock was just literally seeing whole families in New Delhi, you know, one of the biggest cities in the world, and whole families, not just one, but loads, so many of them living on streets. And I think, you know, I have so much. Doesn't take anything away from our own pain or our own situation, but sometimes it just helps us know that we're going to be okay. Yeah, we're already okay. All right, my lovelies, go well and be your most amazing selves, because you are totally awesome and you're really rocking this. Yeah, I'm so proud of you all. Those of you who haven't checked in very much, please do, yeah, because I know that it really encouraged, you get that sense of community and support. Ask the questions, yeah, and if you don't want to ask the question openly, ask me the question privately. I'm really happy for you to do that. WhatsApp is better at the moment. Don't even mind if you leave me a WhatsApp voicemail, like, you know, a voice message, the way I do in the group. And the secret to that is, on the little microphone thing, like, hold your finger on it and then slide it up until it goes into lock, and then you can chatter away forever. I mean, those of you who know Maria Barrington, and several, well, a couple of you do here, I was chattering away to the other day on WhatsApp, and then I went, oh my God, I've been on the phone for 25 minutes, Maria. Because she'd asked me something and I was like twiddling away. I was like, oops, okay. So even mind it was 25 minutes long. So my loves, yeah, have an amazing week. keep on doing what you're doing, because you're doing such a great job. Yeah, and you really look like you are looking after yourselves and honouring yourselves so well. Fantastic. Jane, have you got a minute to stick around? I just want to check in with you. Is that all right? Yeah, thank you. All right, my lovely.
Thanks,
Bye.
Jill,
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody. Have a good week.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Stay well.
Thank you. You too.
And stop. I'm just going to stop recording.